everyone. Welcome back to another interesting conversation right here as we bring to you the season 4 of T3 podcast series Bolder Voices, Better Insights. This is Kuhelika Roy Choudhury. Extend a very, very warm welcome to all of you. Today, we have an interesting discussion aligned which aims to delve into an emerging and interesting destination, Sapporo. We are going to closely analyze the travel dynamics of this destination and also understand more on how the strategy side of this destination is planning to market its position on the global tourism map. And to share the facts with us, we have an interesting guest, Ms. Lara Horin, who works as coordinator of international relations at Sapporo City Tourism and MICE Promotion Department. Her contributions have been instrumental in promoting the city to across international travelers in travel shows, meeting with agents across the globe, and also supporting media projects, as well as running the city's tourism Instagram account as well. So without any further ado, let's welcome Ms. Lara Horin to the episode. Hello, Lara.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Lovely. So, without any further delay, Lara, we just quickly want to know that, how is the position of India as a source market for Sapporo? And how has been the dynamics of Indian tourism to Sapporo evolved in recent years? What kind of current visitation statistics do you have in terms of India? And also, we want to know that how India market is performing in comparison to other international markets.
Okay, thank you so much. It's a great question. So I'm going to just start giving you some data about the number of people that have been coming to Sapporo. So in 2023, we had 6,400 Indian travelers coming to Sapporo, which while it is still quite a small number, it's 0.4% of the overall amount of inbound coming into the city. In 2019, we only had 3,700 people. So after COVID, you're seeing a doubling of the number of Indian travelers. For 2024, we don't have the data yet, but for the whole of Japan, you can see that there's a massive rise in Indian travelers, so up to 233,000. And I think that data will also be reflected in Sapporo. Personally, with me speaking with the travel industry in India, I had the opportunity to go in November. A lot of travel companies are sending people to the golden route, so Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and they're now looking for the new destinations in Japan. And so with that in mind, I think Sapporo is a really perfect next destination for Indian travelers. And so I think we can see a rise going forward for Indian travelers coming to Sapporo.
I see there are some interesting figures already being there, but also can you please give us an idea on how Sapporo can make a key destination for Indian travelers? What is special about Sapporo in terms of food, hospitality experiences?
Yeah, absolutely. So Sapporo is a really special city because it's a major city. It's the fifth largest in Japan. It's a population of 2 million people, but it's surrounded by mountains and nature. So in many ways, for me living in Sapporo myself, it's like a less stressful Tokyo. You have the Japanese culture there. You have the bustling city, you have the amazing Japanese nightlife, but you can also escape within 30 minutes and be in completely beautiful nature as well. In terms of food culture, it's really a foodie hub of Japan because Hokkaido is surrounded by oceans and also has massive agriculture. Sapporo itself is really famous for dairy, fish, meat, ramen, shime parfait, ice cream. And so for any foodie lovers, it's a really amazing place to visit too. Also, Sapporo is like a transport hub for the rest of Hokkaido. For those of you that love deep nature, mountains, hiking, lakes, flower fields, Sapporo is a great city starting point for a Hokkaido nature experience.
Lovely. I think I'm already excited to visit Sapporo, this destination, of course. And I'm sure our
Yay!
viewers are also very much pretty excited to visit this destination for sure. So, but Lara, what is your strategy for educating the India market about, these offerings, and what are your marketing strategies for India? Also, what is your take on digital campaigns, trade partnerships for better market penetration?
Okay, so first of all, Sapporo City this past year has been collaborating with Air Nippon Airways and also global destinations to promote Sapporo to the Indian market. We had the opportunity last November to visit Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore to participate in, we have the Japan Showcase, so a B2B event talking to travel companies directly. We also did two seminars, one in Delhi and one in Mumbai, where how many people altogether? We talked to over 100, 90 travel agents and over 30 media. And then based on that, there were 22 media that published articles or media pieces about Sapporo. Based on that, there was also a lot of social media promotion. Personally, I run the Visit Sapporo Instagram account, and I have seen we have a slightly rise in Indian followers as well. So I think that overall, based on this campaign, it's really a great starting point to promote Sapporo to the Indian market. And I also want to mention we have just finished doing 4 webinars, each aimed at a different region of India. And we've had over 500 participants in that. So we have that starting point there. Going forward, actually, so this year, Amilcam Productions is actually doing releasing a film that was set in Sapporo and Hokkaido that was filmed last year. And so we're hoping that when that film is released, it will inspire many more Indian travelers to be interested in Sapporo as a destination. Going forward, to be honest, we haven't announced our strategy, but we're hoping to work with travel agents and media in the future to keep Sapporo at the top of people's minds and to make them excited about the destination.
Lovely to know that. What beautifully answered, Lara. So, but I'm also curious to know on the MICE segment as well. So, how is Sapporo positioning itself as a MICE destination for Indian businesses? Also, please, can you shed a little light on metrics like incentives, facilities for corporate events? And also, I want to delve into the Bollywood side as well. I mean, how are you looking at tapping the Bollywood segment? I mean, in terms of film tourism, what are the strategy?
Yeah, absolutely. So Sapporo, obviously I work for the tourism and MICE department,
Yeah.
but within that we also have the Convention Bureau, and the Convention Bureau works to bring incentive tours, massive conventions, business meetings, Sapporo and Hokkaido. We have a lot of incentives available for MICE groups depending on the size. But for the details of that, I recommend anyone listening to type in Sapporo Convention Bureau. They have a beautiful website with all of the facilities available and all of the incentives available that you can look up there. We have a massive convention center actually as well. And lots of activities that is really unique to Hokkaido and Sapporo that we've already had loads of business meetings and loads of groups coming anyway. So we're excited for the Indian MICE sector to also start thinking about Sapporo. The other question was about Bollywood. So when we went in November, so the reason originally this whole project started was because of a Bollywood film. There's American Productions film. I don't think the name has been released yet. That was the starting point for us to even consider promoting in India. We hadn't promoted for over 10 years. And when we went in November, we were kind of amazed at the reaction when we mentioned this production. They were like, well, you don't need to do any more promotions because a Bollywood film will sell it, you know? So that also has piqued our interest in the potential for Bollywood film and like the celebrity endorsement side of things. But yeah, we haven't again have anything specific aside from this film coming out at the end of the year, but we're looking at all of the options.
Again, very beautifully answered, Lara. But now I come to that very integral part, where we want to know more about that factor which kind of fuels all these plans in the very first place, which is connectivity. So, Lara, can you please give us a little, insight on what are your plans for increasing direct connectivity or ease of travel for Indians? What is the plan in place?
So for connectivity, is this in terms of flights and transportation?
Yes.
So currently there are three direct flight paths between India and Tokyo. So you have Bangalore, Mumbai, and Delhi. Um, as far as we're concerned, we don't know what the plans are to increase those routes as of now. But after COVID, we're in a position where, well, I guess before COVID, we had a lot of lines going along, but not so much from India. But after COVID, we're in the process of bringing it all back, right? And increasing it depending on the number of tourists coming from each country. So you can see with India, the numbers are increasing each year. So we hope in the future to have more direct flights coming into Tokyo. That being said, there's also another option for flight paths as well. You can go via other countries and come directly into Sapporo, Nichise Airport, because it is an international airport in itself. So you can go via Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, depending on the time of year. But yeah, that's the situation on connectivity for the time being.
Great. So, Lara, I think we have touched upon a few segments related to tourism, but in a nutshell, looking at the overall perspective, what does India-Sapporo relations look like? I mean, what are the new initiatives, the collaborations with Indian travel agencies that you're looking for? What kind of, the Sapporo India tourism is looking like in the next few years? What is your take?
Yeah, so I guess my personal take is, first of all, we were really honestly surprised by the positive response we had to the seminars and the webinars. And I've worked for Sapporo City and I've been to other countries as well to promote Sapporo. And we were honestly overwhelmed by the response we received in India. We had no idea what to expect, to be honest. We thought maybe no one would turn up to the seminars, but thanks to global destinations and ANA and maybe interest in Japan in general, we had an overwhelming interest. So going forward, we really just are looking to, first of all, push the brand identity, I guess, of Sapporo and Hokkaido. Obviously, a few people might know Sapporo, Hokkaido, but most people are still like doing the golden route, and they're all trying to go in the springtime, right? And those prices are getting higher and higher and higher. So it's making it more difficult and it's putting a lot of strain on those areas. So by coming to Sapporo and Hokkaido, the Indian travelers will be able to have maybe more relaxing time and experience a different side of Japan. In terms of our plans of how we're going to promote it, we're actually in the process of working out the specifics of the next few years' plans. It might be working with travel agents directly to put packages in place, continuing the promotion through social media and also traditional news outlets. But yeah, we don't have any specifics as of now, but we see a really positive future for Sapporo Indian relations in terms of travel going forward.
Sounds absolutely fantastic. So, with this, this brings to me at the end of this very interesting conversation. So, Lara, any last message for our T3 viewers that you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, I would love you guys all to come to Sapporo. I personally, when I originally came to Sapporo, I didn't know much about it. I'd only lived in Tokyo before. And coming to Sapporo as a city girl, I was nervous. I thought it might just be like the countryside, or I was nervous about the cold as well. But over these past 3 years, I have really fallen in love with Sapporo and Hokkaido. We have amazing four seasons, like delicious food. If you are a foodie, you have to come here. Personally, when I go to Tokyo now, I don't even eat the Japanese food because it's so much better in Hokkaido. And beautiful access to nature that you can't really see anywhere else in the world. So I guess my one final thing is just take the chance. If it is your first time to Japan and you want to do the golden route, see the Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, definitely do that. But add Sapporo, Hokkaido at the end or beginning of your itinerary. And if you've been before, why don't you just do a Hokkaido trip? But yeah, Also, if you have information on stuff you would like to know, check out the Visit Sapporo website, Instagram and Facebook. We run that ourselves, and there's lots of additional information, itinerary ideas, and inspiration for your trip there. Thank you so much.
My God, I think I'm already able to imagine Sapporo in my mind through your words. So kudos to you, Lara. And I'm sure, with this episode, we are able to communicate Sapporo's perspectives to our global audience as well and shed light on what Sapporo has to offer for travelers. So thank you so much, Lara, and thank you to the lovely audience for joining the session. This is Kuhelika Roy Choudhury signing off as we promise to be back with another detailed session, with another interesting voice and another insightful conversation. Stay tuned for more. Thank you so much.